For this tutorial, you will learn how to get AI units to enter a vehicle, the vehicle travel along a path, and then trigger an explosion. So to start off, we're going to have to load some entities, and we're going to go to Open View pane, then go to Database View. So from here, Entity Library is already selected. We're going to go to Open, and then US for AI unit. I already had this open, so that's why that's come up. They've already been imported. And then grab a vehicle, so go down to Vehicles. I already have this uploaded, so you'd click Open. So from after uploading it from the database view, it will then have the units come up in archetype entity. So click on that, click on US, and we'll just grab grunt follower, US Rifleman 5, drag that in. Make sure that follow terrain, so it's easy to place. And we'll grab another US Rifleman 5, click him into the world, now we'll minimize that, and we're going to import the vehicle now, so we'll click on land. We'll go down and grab US LTV, which is just a Jeep. Click that into the world, rotate it around. And now we're going to open up a flow graph. So create, we'll just make a new one and just come up with the name, Jeep path explosion. Now press OK. So to start off with, we're going to add a misc, so add node misc start, so that when we first run the game, it will initiate. Enter the graph entity. The Jeep is the main graph entity, so we just right click. Then we select each rifleman, right click, add selected entity. Now the output is going to go to enable for each one. Then the next step, we're going to grab a logic, and we're going to go all, so it combines both the outputs of the grunts into one output. From there we're going to grab a logic any, and then the out into the in. And now we're going to grab a vehicle enter. We need two of these because we have two AI units entering the vehicle, and we're going to select one and then add selected entity, select the other, right click, add selected entity. The out will then sync these two, and for the next one we're going to add a node for the entity ID. The ID will then be the graph entity, the vehicle. This will go to the vehicle ID of each of the vehicle enters. We'll then select a driver seat for one, and the other one can have a seat as a gunner. The next stage will be auto disable, which will disable the AI. As the next logic, we'll have the graph entity as the vehicle. The next one shall be one of the AI units, and the other one the other AI units. The out will then go to the off on all three. And now for the next stage, we're going to pick an all, so that the outputs will all be linked to one individual node. Then we will add an AI follow path. We select a graph entity for the car. This will then sync to that. Now we need an AI path. So follow terrain and just click whatever specified path is required. Now the out will then sync to the AI follow path speed stands. The path name is then AI path 5, which was already just predetermined. You can create your own name if needed, and then we'll set the run at 5. Make sure to untick road. For the next part, we will now create a trigger for the explosion. So we'll go to Entity, Triggers, and we'll get a proximity trigger. We'll place it where we want it in the world. And now we'll open the view pane, go to database view, because we'll need to find our explosion particles. I already have explosions opened, but if you want to, it's just there. And then in the explosions, I'll just grab an example. We'll go for Jeep explosion, and I'll grab back out and put that into the world. That's what we're after. And now I'll drag it into position. I'll untick active so it won't explode as soon as it's started, and I'll put the scale up to 4. So now I'll go I clicked on the trigger, and now I'm going to create a new flow graph. I'll call it explosion trigger. Now I'll go to add node, misc, start, and then I added the graph entity, which is the proximity trigger. Now for the explosion, that selected particle, the output will go to enable, and then as we enter it, it will spawn the explosion. So I'll close that now, and for the AI path, make sure that generate all AI is clicked, and then make sure that depending on what you want, only to be start the trigger off. So this is the completed video.